I made a beautiful dress.
Hi there, welcome back to Bzzzmagichands. I'm sorry last week we didn't do anything on this channel, but today we are working on something a little fancy, a mini bodycon dress with ruffles. It's beginner friendly, fun and perfect for summer or a dinner night out. So you might have to stick around and I'll show you how to make it step by step. I feel a little bit better and I hope you can pardon me because my video is a little bit different this time because I wasn't feeling well and it happened while I was shooting this tutorial already. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment and hit that subscribe button for up-to-date tutorials on this channel. Okay, I post new videos every Wednesdays at 7 or 7:30 p.m. East African time. So grab your yarn and let's get started. To start this tutorial, I will be using my stash yarn, which is a medium weight yarn and 100% acrylic, a 3mm hook. For this project, you will need a scissor, needle and a tape measure. We are going to make the most simplest dress on this channel, and first we will start by making the bra cup. To begin, you will make a chain. I'll be making a bra cup for size small. This is how I make my chain. I wrap my yarn on my hook and then tighten it like that. Okay, chain 14, okay, so you are going to chain 2 more, 1 2 like that, and then make a double crochet in the 4th chain. Okay, you skip 1 2 3 and then in the 4th chain here make a double crochet like that. The chain 2 counts as a stitch, so meaning we shall make double crochets up to the end of this chain. I'm going to do that and then meet you when I'm at the end of my chain so that we can start working on the other side of this stitch. I'm through with making my double crochets in all the chains. I have 14 double crochets here. The chain 2 at the beginning counts as a stitch. Now we will be working on this other side of our stitch. To do that, you are going to put 2 more double crochets in this space here. This is 1, 2. And for those of you who are not good with numbers, I'm going to ask you put a stitch marker in the 14th stitch so that you will know where the stitch counts are. Now chain 1. I like to chain 1, but if you prefer to chain 2, it's fine. You can still chain 2 and then make 2 more double crochets in this space. Okay, so let's stick with chaining 2. So this is 1. I prefer 1. I don't want a lot of space showing in there, so I'm going to stick with a chain 1 and then put another 2 double crochets in this same space. Okay, meaning you so far have 5 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, the 4 are increases and the other one is the 14th stitch from this row. All right, now you will be making 14 more double crochets up to the end of this chain. For you to do that, put another 1 more double crochets in this space. And for you to know that that is your stitch count, place a stitch marker there, especially if you're not good with counting. Then you will proceed to make 13 more double crochets up to the end of this chain, and I'm going to be hiding the tail of my yarn as I go. This is 2 of 14, 3 and 4. Do this up to the end of the chain. I'll meet you when I'm here. And now I'm at my last stitch. I'm going to put 1 double crochet in this same stitch. This is row 1. So you can now remove your stitch marker. I want you all to note that at the end of every row, this is row 1, at the end of every row you are going to be increasing by 4 stitches. We now have 32 number of stitches here. For row 2, chain 1, turn your work, and then put a half double crochet in this same stitch. Not a half double crochet, a double crochet. Now row 2 is where you will put double crochets in the back loop like this. Like that, only in the back loops. Like that. Now you'll be making 16 double crochets up to this point here. Remember, we had 14 and then put 2 more double crochets, meaning we now have 16 stitches in here. Make 16 double crochets up to this space here. I'll meet you when we'll be increasing again. We are done with our 16 stitches. Before we continue, I will request you to put a stitch marker in this stitch here so that you really don't miss that stitch. Now insert your hook back in there. We shall be making an increase, so inside this space here put 2 double crochets, chain 1 or 2, and then put another 2 double crochets in this same space. Now remove this stitch marker, go in the back loop here, put a double crochet. You will continue with this double crochets in the back loop up to the end of this chain like that. At the end of this row you will have 36 number of stitches. I'll meet you when I'm at the end of row 2. I'm at the end of row 2. This is how your bra cap is beginning to take shape. I am making a bra cap for size small. You will be able to make this bra cap. The most practical way to know that you are making the right size is by placing it on your boob like that. As long as it keeps covering your boob, you will be able to know. But for purposes of references, I'm going to be making a bra cap that is at least 6 or 6.5 or maybe 6.7 for size small, or depending on how I place it on my boobs and it covers my boob area very well. Do the same for you. This is size small. I will meet you when I have increased until when it can actually cover my boobs. For row 4, you'll chain 1, turn your work, and put a double crochet in that first stitch. It's just a matter of putting double crochets in the back loops. So this is row 3. We had 36, meaning in row 3 we will have 40 number of stitches. I'll meet you when I am done increasing what is enough for my boob size, and then we proceed to the next part in this tutorial. I made until I had 8 rows, and in total I have 60 number of stitches. Here I kept placing this on my boob, and this covers my entire boob. Make this while placing this on your boob. Be practical about it. That way you will know if you want your bra cap to cover your entire boobs or not. If we take a measurement of this, you take it from here. It's 7 inches and 5.7 inches long. This is the height, which is like 14 centimeters, and 16 centimeters, 16.5 centimeters if we take using centimeters. Actually now if I place, yeah, okay, the entire bra cap is actually not 7 inches, it's like 17 centimeters, which is like 6.7 centimeters, okay? And the height for me is 5.7, which is not bad. You are going to make another exact bra cap like this. Ensure that they measure the same, and when you are done making the two bra cap, you will determine which side you want to wear outside or inside. I'm getting confused. I don't know which side to wear outside, but I think I don't know. I'm failing to make a choice. Okay, let it be like this. It's okay. It can just be like this. It can be like this. There's no problem. Now we are going to join these two bra caps together. Let's join it. These are the sides which I want to wear outside. So I'm going to insert my hook in here. Come here and join using a slip stitch, and just pull out that yarn like that. Okay, we are done. Now for the next part, we shall attach our yarn at the beginning here. After attaching your hook, you are going to grab your yarn again and then chain 1. So you will make single crochet in every space that you see here, like that. In every space, okay? Like that. You can put 2 here. Yeah, like that. So this row we are just basically going to make single crochets up to the end here. I'll meet you when we are in this center space here. Now we are at the center. You are just going to go over it like that, and then proceed with your single crochets up to the end of this chain. I wanted to thank you all for supporting my channel. I see all of you and I appreciate you all so much, and that means so much to me. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly please click on the subscribe button, turn on all the notification. I post new videos every Wednesdays between 7 to 7:30 p.m. That is the East African time, okay? Like that. I'm having a lot of fun on this channel and I appreciate all of you so much. Like that, okay? We just proceed to make this up to the end, and then I'll meet you when I'm done. Now I have completed to make my single crochets from here up to the end, It's already looking so beautiful. I'm excited. So take a measurement of it. This is 14 without me stretching. It's already 14. And if I stretch it, I know it can even go more than that. This is about being practical on this channel. So I'm going to stretch it while we are here. It stretches to 15, which means if I fold this into 2, it will give me 30 inches. My bust is 33. That is not enough. So for the next part, this is a dress which you are going to wear from your head shoulder down. I'm not going to be making an open back. So this is what you will do. You are after getting the first half of this, like mine when I stretch was 15, meaning and yet my bust is 33 inches. I'm going to be making a chain that can stretch and give me 33 inches of my size. So make a chain and make sure that when you stretch this chain and add it onto the other side, it can give you the measurement of my bust. I'll come back here and let you know how many number of chains those are. It doesn't matter if it's even or uneven number of chain, okay? Like that. So now I've made a chain. Let's stretch it out together. I had 15 here, 15 inches here when I stretch. Now let's stretch this chain and see how many inches it's gonna give me. Don't overstretch. But if your yarn doesn't stretch, don't really bother about this. Just make the required inches. This is 17. So 17 plus 15. While I was shooting, I noticed my phone battery died mid-shoot. Now I need to show you the part that didn't shoot itself. So I was a point where I told you that this needed to stretch up to a circumference that can cover your bust. My bust is 33 and I made a chain that could stretch, and when you measure these two, it gives you 33 inches all round. And then I went ahead to join this chain with a slip stitch here on this first chain at the beginning. That with a slip stitch, and then I slip stitch in the next stitch, then cut the yarn out. So this should give you the measurement of your bust or the biggest part on your body. Next we are going to make double crochets all round. So you are going to get the center of this bralette like that. Okay, you know, when you fold this, this is the quickest way for me to get the center of this bralette. You just fold it like this and then mark the center like that. After marking your center, we are going to be working double crochets all round. So we will not be working in the opposite direction. Now attach your yarn. Yeah, attach your yarn right back here. Chain 3. Yeah, and then make double crochet in every stitch that you see here. Make sure that you don't miss a stitch. The chain 3 counts as a stitch like that. So you are going to be doing this. I'll meet you when I'm at this point here for us to start working on this other side of our dress. Now we are approaching to this other side here. Pardon me about the background noise. I can't help it, it's inevitable, but I'll try my best to shoot this tutorial with minimal noise. So now we are joining this to this other side. This is how your double crochets look like. Then just proceed with this pattern. Remember, we put a slip stitch here, so it's going to really be a bit tight, but find a way to work around it. So put double crochets in every stitch that you see here. Like that, up to this point. And then when you reach here, you proceed with the double crochets until when you are at this spot. I'm going to meet you when we will be joining our row. You can get your stitch marker and mark where your last stitch is going to be at, like that. And now I'm approaching to the end of the row. This is my last stitch. Then join with the slip stitch. Okay, so for the next row, we are not going to repeat row 1 and 2. We shall be decreasing. We are going to decrease until our waist measurement. My waist is 28, but I measured earlier and it's 29, so I'm going to have to cater for that 1 inch. I think I added some weight. So let me show you how to keep a straight line. Instead of chaining 3, we are going to chain 1 and then put a double crochet in this same space here, and then make another double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, this is still our bust measurement. Now we want to reduce in such a way that it goes like this until we can reach our waist measurement. If your waist doesn't curve in, then you might have to keep crocheting your bust measurement, or somewhere have to increase just to cater for your waist. But if your waist curves in, this is how we are going to do it. We are going to be making reductions on each side, so it will be anywhere, not necessarily on the side, but anywhere. I'm going to crochet and then meet you maybe somewhere here on this side to put a reduction. I have crocheted to the side. Now we decrease. There's so many ways of reducing. You can either do this and then this, okay, or you can just do this. Of course it will create this space here, or you can do this by going in these 2 stitches, pull out your yarn like that, and then reduce. So that's how we are going to reduce. We will only be reducing 2 times. We have done 1 and we'll put another 1 somewhere here. So continue with your double crochet up to the point where we'll make another reduction. I'm going to meet you at that spot. This is already round 3. Okay, we are making a bodycon dress, so I'm going to meet you at a point here when we'll be putting our next reduction. Let's make our second reduction. You are going to go in the front loop of this stitch and then in the front loop of the next stitch, pull out your yarn all through and then make a double crochet. That is our second reduction for row 3. After that, proceed with double crochet up to the end of this row. I'm going to meet you at the end. so that we will be able to start row 4. I'm left with 1 stitch to end row 3, so I'll put my last double crochet here, go on top of this stitch at the beginning and make a slip stitch, chain 1, and then make a double crochet in this chain 1 space like that, and then make a double crochet in the next stitch like that. This way we are going to be maintaining a straight line. Now for row 4 you will not be reducing, you'll just make normal double crochets all around. I'll meet you when we are going to start row 5. Now we end row 4 by putting a slip stitch on top of this first stitch, chain 1, make a double crochet in this same stitch, and then make a double crochet in the next stitch. So you can already see that you are having a straight line here as you crochet. Instead of chaining 3, you just have to chain 1 and then put a double crochet in the same space where you put a chain 1, because the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. So this is row 5. We are going to reduce again, and you can put the reduction anywhere. So let me crochet like 7 stitches. This is 2, 5, 6, 7, and then we put a reduction. Like I said, the reductions can be anywhere. You need to spread it around like that, okay? And then proceed with normal double crochets like that. Now I'm going to continue crocheting, and then maybe I'll put another reduction somewhere here. For row 5, I'm going to meet you at that point when I'll put another reduction. And now we are going to make our second reduction. For row 5, you are going to go in the front loops of these 2 stitches, pull out your yarn like that, and then make a double crochet, then proceed to make double crochet up to the end of this row. Now I'm making 2 reductions in every row. If you want to work it faster, you can put 3 or 4 reduction, whichever that works for you, but in every row I'm reducing by 2 stitches on any of this size. If that is too slow for you, you are going to have to put, instead of 2 reduction, you will have to put 3 or 4 reduction, whichever that works for you. So let's end row 5. This is our last stitch. You're going to end row 5 with a slip stitch on top of this stitch here, okay? Chain 1 and then put a double crochet in that exact same stitch, and put a double crochet in the next stitch. In row 6, you are not going to reduce, you will make double crochets all around, and then in row 7 you will put a reduction. We are going to reduce until we get the measurement of our waist. I will be reducing until I have 27. That is when I stretch it out. I so far have 15.5, so I'll have to reduce until 14 is 28 or 14.5, something like that, and then I meet you again when that is done, okay? As simple as that. Now I'm through with reducing up to my waist size. When we take a measurement of this, it's going to give me the exact sizing. I added some weight, so my waist is 29, so 14.5 times 2 is 29. And of course this stretches. I decided to just leave it like that because I noticed that I might be adding, so instead of reducing further, I'm going to leave it at 14.5, although it can stretch, I think, like even up to 30. I don't know. Yeah, it can stretch like to 30, which is not bad, and this is where I want to stop. And I noticed that even while chaining one and putting a double crochet in the same space where the chain one was, the line kept shifting. It is not that noticeable, but I don't want that for myself. This is how your top, your dress should be looking like. You can see the curving, okay? I need to maintain a straight line, and I'm going to have to figure out how to do that with you people, but there's another way. So what I'm going to do, before we start, when you take a measurement of this, for me these are like 6 inches. I don't know how many inches you have there, but I have like 6 inches, and these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 15, and this is like 6 inches. Now the next part, we will be crocheting without any decrease. When I placed this on my body, it was able to cover my belly button. As you reduce, keep wearing this so that you know where it stops. Mine stops at under my belly button because it fully covers my belly button inside. Now the next part is a part of no increases. We will increase until it can cover my entire stomach right in. So I'm going to have to, I can either cut out this yarn, or because I need a straight line, I'm going to slip stitch up to here. So if you are having the same issue as me, what you will do is that don't make the slip stitch tight. Slip stitch here, slip stitch in the next stitch. We're trying to get the center. Yeah, that is it for me. Or you can just fold it like this to get you where the center is, which is this stitch here. Yeah, we're already at the center. Maybe this stitch. Then slip stitch in the next stitch like that. Let's stick to this one, okay? Now you are going to chain one, put a double crochet in the same space, okay, and then proceed. Get a stitch marker. I don't know where I've placed my stitch marker. So this is the stitch where you've started, okay? Before even we do that, this is the stitch where you are going to start. So place a stitch marker there. I want to show you all something at the end of this row so that you can keep a straight line. So chain one, put a double crochet in here, and then put double crochets all round. I'm going to meet you when we are at this stitch marker like that. If we were turning our work, we would definitely at this point have a straight line, but we are crocheting in the round without turning our work, and the where we end our row keeps shifting, which is not a bad thing, but I just want, sorry, I'm feeling a little bit bad, so I just want my row to be, my line to be straight, so I will crochet all around and meet you at this point where I've placed a stitch marker. So now we're almost coming to the end of this row. This one, remember we slip stitch twice, and now I am going to go right in this exact same stitch where we started from, okay, under there, and put a double crochet, and then I will close my row with a slip stitch, meaning I have 2 double crochets in the same space. This is going to be increasing every row by 1 stitch, which is not a problem. It will be catered for as we proceed in this tutorial. So for the next row, you are going to chain 1, put a double crochet in this same space, and then repeat what we did in row 16 for row 17. This is my 17th row. 2 4 6 8 10 2 4 6. This is my 17th row. So as you crochet row 17, you will come and end it exactly like how we ended row 16, meaning you will crochet round, and when you reach your last stitch, you're going to end with a double crochet in the exact same stitch where you started the row from, and then slip stitch. Is that okay? We will crochet this until this can cover my stomach, and then after that I will meet you on how we can again increase this dress to cover our hip size or our hip measurement. Catch you until then. I am done crocheting up to my lower waist. I so far have 21 rows from here up to that end, and when I take a measurement of this, let's see how many inches those are. I've got 8 inches. This is the measurement from under my bust up to my lower waist. The next part, we are going to start working on the hips. We will be increasing this until we get our hip measurement. My hips are 40 inches, and remember earlier I told you people my yarn stretches, so if your yarn doesn't stretch, you have to crochet those exact inches, but if your yarn stretches, then you will know where to stop. The next row is going, sorry about my voice, the next row is going to be a row of increase, so I'm going to be putting the increases anywhere. It can be on the side or spread around, and I will be increasing by 2. If you were increasing by 3 or 4, you will have to repeat the same until you obtain your hip measurement. To get your hips measurement, wrap a tape measure around your hips. It will give you the entire measurement, the entire circumference of your hips. My hips are 40, and when we divide that by 2, it will be 20 inches on both sides. So one side is going to be 20 and same for the other side. Now let's crochet. You will chain 1, which doesn't count as a stitch, and then put a double crochet in this exact same stitch. Then continue to put normal double crochets. I'm going to crochet until I'm in this point here to put our first increase, and then we will proceed again crocheting until we reach this other side to put our second increase. Catch you until then. I ended up over crocheting, so we will have to put our increase in the next stitch, and this is how you will do it. You are going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. That's how you increase, and then proceed with normal double crochets until we reach to the next point where we will have to put our second increase for this row. We shall be alternating between a row of increase and no increase, just like how we were alternating earlier with a row of decrease and no row of decrease. Okay, we will do this until we get our hip measurement. After that, I'll meet you to guide on what to do next for this tutorial. We are now going to crochet our second increase, and you will do that by putting 2 double crochets in the same stitch. I have so far increased 2, so that is how I am going to continue alternating until I obtain my hip size. If the circumference of your hips is too big and you want to work it quicker, you might have to add 3 or 4 increases, although that is personal. Okay, so let's complete this row up to the end. And you are going to put 1 double crochet in this stitch here where you started from, so that it will help us maintain a straight line. That is equally like an increase, but it's okay, it doesn't really affect this dress in any way. So slip stitch on top of that stitch like that, chain 1, and then put a double crochet in that exact same stitch, because the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, you will start your row like this and end by putting a double crochet in that exact same stitch. Now I am going to leave you to continue with your increases. This row is going to be a row of no increase. After that, I will put another increase and then alternate with another row of no increase. I will be doing this until I obtain my hip measurement, and then we meet right back here to proceed with the rest of this tutorial. I crocheted until I was able to obtain my hip measurement. My hips are 40, and half of this, when stretched out, will give me 20 of my hip measurement, meaning that when you wrap that round, it will be, you see, this can stretch like up to 20. So we will be crocheting rows of no increase. When I put this on my body, it is just somewhere where my hips are, like slightly above where my hips are. So we will make rows of no increase until the dress reaches under our butt. Okay, you will do the same for yourself. When you place this on your body, crochet until the dress is under your butt. That is what I'm going to do, and I don't know how many rows those are going to be, and meet you right back here when I am done obtaining the required size. Remember, we are crocheting up to our butt line, not beyond of it. Okay, you want this dress to be able to hug your body from down there. After that, we will now start decreasing for us to get the cone shape of our dress. We are almost done with this tutorial, and I can't wait to show you the next part. I have made 6 rows of no increase. Now we are going to start reducing again to give us the cone shape. You want this to curve inside, and this is going to be a mini dress. Unless you want it longer, you will extend it to your desired length, but mine is going to be a mini dress. I'm almost running out of yarn, and I'll figure out what to do with the rest of this dress at that particular time. So this is so far how my dress looks like. I don't know if this fits on the screen, but that's how it looks like basically. When we started our reductions here, I was reducing by 2 stitches on both sides, and then when we increase, I was equally also increasing by 2 stitches on each row. Now we are going to start reducing by 2 stitches on each side, but remember where we started our row and ended from, we added 1 stitch there. That's equally an increase already. You can even see how the pattern is flowing where you start and end your row. In that regard, we shall now be adding 3 reductions, 2 on this side, or you can spread it anywhere. Okay, we will reduce accordingly, but mark that you shall be making 3 reductions in every row. 1 will cater for this. Okay, if you were increasing and reducing by 4 stitches, 3 stitches, depending on how fast you wanted yours to progress, you are going to do that accordingly. Now I'm going to do double crochets, normal double crochets like that. I want to try a different way of reducing so that you can have so many options on how to make reductions in case the other one is a little bit difficult for you. Okay, so let's say this is going to be our first reduction. You are going to go in this stitch here, pull out your yarn like that. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, and then you are going to go in the next stitch, pull up a loop. Now you'll have 4 loops on your hook. You pull through 3, you'll have 2 loops on your hook, and then you pull through 2. Okay, that's our first reduction. Then make normal double crochets in the other stitches like that. I'm going to meet you when we'll be ending our row. Okay, this row is going to be a row of deduction, and then the next row we won't be reducing anymore, but just go ahead and put your deductions the way I have shown you. I've already put 1 of 3 and I'm left with 2. I will meet you here when we'll be ending this row. And now let's end our row. We are going to end our row with a double crochet in the beginning of this stitch. Okay, in this space here, so you put a double crochet there like that, then go on top of this other stitch, slip stitch. Now this is how our rows are going to alternate. You'll make a row of deduction, and then in the next row you don't reduce at all. I put 3 deduction. 1 is here, another is somewhere here, and then the other one is somewhere this other side to cater for the 1 stitch which we put at the end of every row. Okay, so you are going to repeat this: a row of deduction, another row of no deduction. You'll do that until the dress is halfway to your knee, and then I'll meet you right back here when I am done obtaining my desired length for this dress. So far, when we take a measurement of this, from my underbust to this point is 18 inches, but from the top of the bralette to that is 23 inches. So let me see how long my dress is going to be, but it's definitely going to be a mini dress. Catch you until then. I have completed to make my reductions. I made 5 reductions in total, and this is where I'm going to stop. This dress is just slightly under my butt. I am now going to cut out the yarn like that. Now we can take the measurement of this dress. Keep putting this on your body until you obtain your desired size, but at the beginning of this tutorial I said that I was gonna make a mini dress. So when we measure this, the measurement from under my bust, this is 22 inches. Same for the back side. When you lay this properly, it should give you the exact measurement. Yeah, 22. So for the bottom part of this dress, we are going to do ruffles, and I will attach my yarn anywhere. If you want your ruffle to start where you ended, it's okay by me. So I will attach my yarn here And this is what I'm going to do. I'll chain 1, tighten that, okay, and then chain 2 more. In this exact same space, I'm going to put a double crochet like that. Then in the next stitch, you put 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, you put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Then in the next one, you put 1 double crochet. We shall repeat this all round. Unless you want your ruffles to be so gathered, you are going to have to put 2 double crochets in every stitch that you see here. But for my ruffles, this is what I'm going to be doing. I'll just put 1 double crochet in this stitch, and then in the next stitch I'll put 2 double crochets. This is how I will alternate. I will be making 5 rows in total, or when I obtain the result that I want, but at least I'm going to be crocheting until I have 5 rows. Row 2, 3, 4, 5 are still going to be the same like this row 1. And now let's end row 1. You are going to put 1 double crochet in this stitch where we put our chain 3 at the beginning, and then go on top of this chain 3, slip stitch. For row 2, you're going to chain 1 and then put 2 double crochets in this exact space. Then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 2 double crochets in the same stitch, then 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Now the ruffles look like there is no effect, but as you progress with the rows, you're going to see the ruffles forming. So repeat this for 5 rows. This is already row 2 of 5 for me. I don't know how many rows you want to make, but I will meet you right back here when I'm done making my 5 rows, or until when I get that desired effect. It can be less or more rows. So let's see how that turns out when I come back here. I decided to make 4 rows of my ruffle. I ran out of yarn, and this is the last tail of my yarn. At least it has given me the effect that I wanted, but I would have proceeded to row 5. So this is how my ruffles look, even from the front side, like that. Now we are going to start working on our straps. We will be making a chain for our strap, and I'm going to advise you to mark where you want your straps to be. It's entirely personal. I placed this on my body and was able to determine where to put my strap. So I will make a chain that is long enough for me to join here, and it will depend on how I want it to be. So do the same for yourself. You need to make it a little bit tighter because you don't want a loose strap. Remember, we have a bralette in front here, and you want, when you wear this, after joining it here, it's not sloppy but holding your boobs very well. Is that okay? Meanwhile, for the part where I ended with my ruffles, I'm going to chain 1 like that, and then pull out this yarn, cut it somewhere long enough for me to hide in the loose ends at a later stage, like that. So let's work on the strap. I'm going to make a chain which I measured earlier, and for me those are going to be 50 number of chains. I don't know how many you have for yourself, but I already tried this, tested it, and I just want to show you how to make your strap. You're going to make a chain that is just perfect for your fitting. This is after you have marked in the back where you want your straps to be. Use a stitch marker to mark. This is how you attach your yarn. You'll insert your hook in here, pull out this yarn like that, chain 1, and make a single crochet like that to tighten it. I'll chain 50 and come back right here to show you how to attach and proceed thereafter. I have made my chain of 50, and now I'm going to remove this stitch marker, make a single crochet inside here. So this is enough for me. You can see how that looks like. This is just perfect for me. So this is what you're going to do. You are going to slip stitch in the stitches that you see, and don't make it too tight, okay? Slip stitch here, slip stitch in the next stitch. Just don't make it tight, like that. Alternatively, you can do a single crochet, but I think slip stitching is going to be much better. So you will slip stitch up to this point, and you come to this side, slip stitch up to here. I'm going to do the same, and then I'll meet you up there where we started the chain of our straps. Okay, this is how you will do it. Don't make the slip stitches tighter, just continue with it, but loosely put it in every stitch that you see, like that. I always want to see if you people recreate my designs, and in case you do so, I have my social media handles always in the description box. You can check and click on it to follow me on my social media, or show me how it turned out for yourself by tagging me in your photos and videos. Okay, it will mean so much to me. Like that. Like that in every stitch, like that. And we will proceed with these slip stitches until we reach to this point. I'll meet you when we are here. Now we are going to continue slip stitching up to this end. You're going to flip this like this and then slip stitch. As you can see, the slip stitching is inside. I would have appreciated if it was showing on this other side, but it is still not looking bad, and I'm not complaining. So let's just join this to this other side with a slip stitch. Be a little bit careful here. Remember, we started this with a single crochet, so you want to be careful where you're slip stitching, so that you can know where to put your next slip stitches. Okay, we could have put a single crochet in this chain to make it thicker, but I just want my strap to be thin. In case you want yours to be thicker, you can either do a single crochet or a half double crochet, which is fine by me, but I'm not going to be doing that. I want this strap to be very thin. I will just go ahead and slip stitch in every stitch that you see here. Okay, like that. I'll make sure that it is not tight, because slip stitching kind of tends to shrink our work, so you are going to be much careful and don't make your tensions too tight. We will do this up to the end of this chain here, and then again I'll meet you when I'm at this point here. I'm at the end of my strap, so again you slip stitch in this space where you put a single crochet like that. Now this is the thickness I wanted to achieve for my straps, and I think I got it, which is just like putting a single crochet, but I wanted it to be a slip stitch instead. So this is how it looks like so far, and it might be looking small here, but it does really enter for myself. Now we will continue with our slip stitch up to this point where I put a stitch marker. I'm going to meet you at that point again, because we will have to make the next strap like that. Now I'm at this point where there's a stitch marker. Something is going on with my lighting. I use natural light to shoot, so it keeps adjusting based on the setting of my phone. I hope you can really see what I'm shooting here. So remove your stitch marker, and inside this space here you're going to make a single crochet and then chain the exact number of chains which you put for your strap here. Mine were 50. I'll meet you when I'm done making my 50 number of chains for this strap. I'm done making my 50 number of chains, so you are going to go inside this space here of the bra cup like that and make a single crochet. After making a single crochet, you are going to slip stitch just like how we did it this other side, and don't miss a stitch. Okay, this is my first stitch and I'm going to slip stitch there, and I will slip this all the way from this point to here, and then slip stitch right back here, meaning I'll meet you at this point where we joined our strap from. I'm already at the end of my strap. Now we are going to end this by going inside the single crochet which you use for joining the strap and slip stitch in the next. Pull out your yarn, get your scissor and cut it out like that. This is also the part where you get your needle and start hiding the loose ends accordingly. There are so many ways of hiding loose ends. Use that which suits you best, like that. At this point, this is how your dress is looking like. I'm going to hide these loose ends later. So this is, you can see it's looking shorter for me because I took my own measurements, and yours might be longer than this. Okay, we all have different shoulders. And now this is how my dress looks like from behind, like this. I hope this fits on the camera, but this is the back view of my dress. Oh, I like the details of the ruffles. It is not everywhere, but just so fine. And this is the front view. With this, we have literally come to the end of this tutorial. So let's meet again next Wednesday. Like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Recommend this channel to so many other people so that they can know Bzzzmagichands. Bye. See you.